Let's do it. Welcome back to LTSN. Jason Ross Jr., Chase Kaufman. Second of our doubleheader. Jalen Bethel able to tap the opening tip. That will stay with the Blue Devils. And Carter France, Ty Searles, Alec Ivanovich, Jalen Bethel, and Devontae Miles will kick things off for Lawrence Tech on a Wednesday night in the WAC, winding the season down. Final home game of the year for the Blue Devils. Chase, glad to be back with you here. Blue Devils in search of revenge against this Cornerstone team that handled them quite easily last time out in Grand Rapids.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup. I definitely want to see them make this a 2-for-2 night. Win on the women's side, win on the men's side. Offensive rebound to start there.
Yep, going to get the reload and a fresh shot clock. So there's France, stop and pop three. That's off the mark. Blue Devils coming at 12-14 on the season, 7-10 in the WAC. That's best for 7th in the WAC. We just spoke to head coach Josh Pickens about the motivation to make the WAC tournament for the first time in program history. They're on track to do that if they can stay in the top 8. Michigan Dearborn behind them. And they're just half a game back of Rochester as the three is drained from Rodriguez to get the scoring open. One of many players in this Cornerstone team that can really put the ball in that hoop. This is the number 1 team in the WAC at 22-6 in the season, 15-3 in conference play. Searle is denied there, got his own offensive board, flicked it to Ivanovic, then gets it back. He'll kick to France. He'll try another three. That time, he drains it home. Carter France, the freshman from Dansville, gets the scoring on the board, answering right back from distance.
Oh, yeah, he was left open, and they made him pay. 3-3 game. And that three-point shot right there is going to lead me to my first key of the game. If you want to win this game, you're going to have to go 40% from three-point line. This team is first in the WAC for a reason. You're not going to beat them because you're beating them defensively. You're going to have to beat them on offense. They're going to win here today. I'm definitely going to see a matchup between probably 80 points per each team, maybe 80-79, 80-80. It's going to have to be a high-scoring game if they want this one today.
Love it. Blue Devils answering back early with that triple. Can they get the post established? Jalen Bethel not coming off one of his better performances.
He's going to need to pick himself up because his man is pretty good. Sam Vandersloot averaging over 15 rebounds a game, as we mentioned in the last broadcast. First in the WAC. Second is at 8.36. That's amazing. Almost double second place.
Here's Vandersloot, our first look at him. Number 42. I'll kick it over here to Merriweather. Still plenty of time on the shot clock for Strube. The double comes against Vandersloot. Could that be a tactic? Here's the hook. Couldn't get it to go. France skies for the board, and the bench is up.
Looking at these first couple possessions early on defensively for the Blue Devils, it looks like they're going to be relying on a lot of help defense early. You saw when, as soon as Vandersloot got the ball there, they just double-teamed him very quickly.
Blue Devils look well prepared in the early goings, but Searle stepped out there. Here's Rodriguez out there right now with Hayes, Merriweather, Strube, and Vandersloot. There's Merriweather climbing to the cup. Couldn't finish. Battle for the board, tapped off of France's hands. And a fresh shot clock for Cornerstone. With substitutions coming in, Hayes, he can stretch the floor. Miles, one of the better rebounders in the conference, at 7.5 per game. Snares that down and gets up to the WAC's leading scorer.
Early on here, looks like my key to the game might not have to be the factor. Their defense pretty solid early on. Just one made basket through 3.5 minutes of play. Maybe it's the defensive side they're going to win, and they're going to have to beat them on the offensive side.
Ivanovich, he drills the triple. I think the Blue Devils would maybe prefer a defensive game.
Oh, yeah.
Based off of what you said in the pregame chat there. They gave up 83 the first time around. You give up 83 again, it's not going to bode well for you against this team.
Yeah, and they're going to score at times. I think it's just a matter of how much can you limit their scoring in little chunks. You don't want them to get on one of those 12, 15-0 runs. You want to make them, if they're going to get the runs, you want to make them probably 6-0 runs, 5-0 runs. You can't let up those 12-0 runs.
Strube, a 58% free throw shooter, just knocked that down to tie it up. All triples so far in this one. It's 6-6. Searles the mid-range. That's off the mark. Trying to get going early. 0 for 2 to this point. And back comes Rodriguez. Christian Rodriguez enters to Vandersloot, working against Bethel. Couple of bounces, turns, hooks, pumps, hits.
See why he's so good on there. Such great post game right there.
Crafty.
Not much help defense on that one. Bethel tried to go on him one-on-one. Wasn't able to be successful in that play, though.
Very agile at 6'8".
Oh, yeah.
250 out of Holland, Michigan. That's one thing the Blue Devils can't do right there.
Definitely cannot turn the ball over. They will make you pay. Gonna get some substitutions in here.
Isaiah Cumberland, he plays a lot of minutes off the bench for this team, for the Blue Devils checking in there. He'll play upwards of almost 30 minutes off the bench. It's a key role coming off that bench as a freshman. Athletic defender. Another entry to Vandersloot. Methodically working. Bethel, Columbus, Ohio native, snares the board.
Vandersloot going to get his first foul call here. Maybe they can win that way.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Get him in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Attack him. I mean, it's not a bad plan. You have guys who can penetrate.
Maybe attack him here on this next possession. Get him to 2 fouls if you're lucky. And we're only 6 minutes through.
So this is the lineup for Cornerstone. We have 6'9" with Brett Hibbets, and then 6'8" to deal with Sam Vandersloot. And at 6'9", Hibbets can pull from 3 off the mark there.
Searles going to slow it down just a little bit. I don't mind that. Almost 6.5 minutes through. Just 14 points scored total.
Cumberland driving, kicking. Ivanovic looking to go 2 for 2. Jelk Ivanovic coming off one of his better games of the season. Went 4 of 8 from deep against Michigan Dearborn. He was a bright spot in that game with 12 points. Now Bethel really denying the entry. A bit over-aggressive, though I think they got him for a foul.
I said this game was going to be one on the offensive side. Maybe it'll be one on the defensive side, and they'll be able to shoot that 40% three-point shot.
It's pretty scrappy down there early. You think they keep it like that, and then the ability to hit the 3? That could really bode well for the Blue Devils.
Good things will come there.
Second triple attempt there.
Yeah, and they're going to get a push off on Miles there. You saw his right arm go out.
The height down there is not easy to deal with right now.
Yeah, Hibbets sold that pretty well, though. But it's probably a good call.
2 6'9" players on the floor right now for Cornerstone, and then one at 6'8". And Rodriguez can hit the 3 to stretch the floor. There's the height right on cue. The height again, and this is going to now go in favor of the Blue Devils with a push-off. But having some trouble early on that offensive glass. It's a tall lineup.
Oh, yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why they are in first place in the WAC. It seems like I bet every game they probably have about 5 mismatches out on the court in favor of them.
Gosh.
They've got a few inches on every player here.
Ivanovic is 3 for 3. Could he be the X factor tonight? Blue Devils are up 12-8. 12:55 to go in this first half. Playing really well through almost halfway through this first half. It's 12-8 Lawrence Tech looking to pull off the upset over the #1 team in the WAC. Welcome back to LTSN. Cumberland, Searles, Ivanovic off to a 3-for-3 start from 3. Bethel and Miles. There's Merriweather looking for Vanderslee, who's out there with Knickerbocker. There is the 3 from the corner. That time off the mark from Merriweather. Searles the board. Carter Nip also out on the floor right now for Cornerstone. Miles driving and finishing. Hibbets stopping, popping, and answering back quickly. 14-10. Cumberland with 10. Here's Searles. Looks, bounces. Miles, that's Bethel rather on the scoop. Couldn't quite get it to go. And back comes Cornerstone.
Out of that first timeout, not only is this game going to be need to win on the court, it's going to be need to win off the court as well. Coach Pickens has got his hands full with the opposing coach.
Chess match today, definitely with the coaching staffs.
Oh, yes.
Tim Elders, one of the best all time in the NAIA.
Quite the resume. 26th season, 652 wins, 3 national championship. He was a runner-up in the NAIA championship 2 years ago, and he is first all-time in Division II NAIA tournament victories. I am out of breath reading all his accomplishments. The band helping fellow Blue Devils out here again as the shot clock winds down.
I believe that went off a Cornerstone fingertip to stay with Lawrence Tech. Carter France will check back in here for Miles.
Blue Devils are going to have just 4 seconds left on the clock to get this in. Probably see a couple screens here. Nope, they'll just give it out to the top.
Cumberland, not much of a three-point shooter. He drills that one. Foot was on the line, give him a 2. It's 16-12 Lawrence Tech. Upset bid on a Wednesday night. Rodriguez. Hibbets, step back. At 6'9", he's tried a couple. Blue Devils didn't box out there. Vanderslee the board. Couple of chances. And the finish. Head coach Josh Pickens told us before the game, those rebounds can't be that easy for him. They've got to make him chase boards, as head coach Josh Pickens worded it.
Yeah, definitely wants to at least limit him. He said he knows he's going to score. He knows he's going to get rebounds, but you can't let him get to that 15 rebounds per game that they allow him to get on average. It's got to be more in the 10 rebound range, hopefully 15 points a game, and then maybe you'll have a chance of winning. But Lawrence Tech now with the 19-14 lead.
After an 0-for-4 start, that's a big bucket for Ty Searles. Merriweather into the paint. They swing it around. Hibbets has struggled early. Vanderslee has not, but now they're doubling him. What a cut from Merriweather. Couldn't finish, but he was fouled.
The one problem that's kind of been itching at me early on is Hibbert's being a guard forward. He's going to have a mismatch almost every single time. They took out Miles, who was guarding him, they put in France, who's now guarding him. It looks like he's going to have about a 6-inch advantage on anybody he's got.
Coming into tonight, I don't think most people around the WAC would have expected this good of a start for the Blue Devils, though, considering how well they played in the last matchup against Cornerstone. A 19-15 start for the Blue Devils, 19-16 now.
Yeah, considering their first halves have typically been kind of their downfall. They've had a lot of games where they've lost the first half by 20 points. They've got a good start here to the first 10 minutes.
Coach Pickens told us 2 complete halves. That's the key to getting a victory in this league. And I asked him before the game, with the amount of youth that you have, 8 freshmen typically active on this roster, does that at times, can you use that as an excuse? He said no, it's February. That is an excuse. That is not an excuse at this point in the season. And now they're ready to play. There's a steal in the backcourt. Drop back that time for Hayes. Timeout called. Much needed. It's 19-18. Blue Devils still up. Cornerstone fans have traveled. They're up as well, trying to urge on this team that is currently number 1 in the WAC. Blue Devils at 7th. It's all in the realm of possibility that these teams could perhaps meet in the first round of the WAC tournament. Right now, the Blue Devils are 7th. Top 8 make the conference tournament. We'll head to a quick breather with 9:22 to go in the first half. It's 19-18. Blue Devils with the lead. Welcome back to LTSN. Blue Devils back in action tonight on a Wednesday night. And as I mentioned going into the break, Blue Devils are 7th in the WAC, 7-10 in the conference play. Cornerstone ranked 8th in the NAI. They're number 1 currently at 15-3 in conference play, looking for their 3rd consecutive regular season title. Miles the bucket there to make it 21-18. Nice ATO there by head coach Josh Pickens.
Yeah, Jason, so as you mentioned, Lawrence Tech sitting in 7th, and if you watched our last matchup with the women's teams, you would have heard me ramble on about how they can get that home matchup. But for the Blue Devils right here tonight, it's about being in that tournament. Right now, they're sitting at the 7th seed. They're 2 games ahead of Aquinas, who is the 8th seed right now. LTU plays tonight, UNOH on Saturday, and they're going to take on Aquinas on Monday. And then Aquinas has Madonna tonight, Dearborn Saturday, and obviously LTU on Monday. So basically right now, LTU just needs a couple wins and then maybe 1 loss from Dearborn and Aquinas, and they should be set to get into that WAC tournament.
Blue Devils are half a game back of Rochester. Blue Devils were 6th heading into last weekend, but now back-to-back losses have followed a 3-game winning streak. Michigan Dearborn is a full game back of Lawrence Tech. Blue Devils could still slip to 8th as Searles drills the 3 to give the Blue Devils the lead back. Lawrence Tech is 0-13 all time against Cornerstone. Looking to snap that drought. Throughout Blue Devil athletics this year, we've seen our teams end some lengthy droughts against teams, specifically with the women's volleyball team that had some big wins in terms of their program history this season. That's a foul underneath. It'll stay with Cornerstone here. LTU still kind of struggling to handle that board battle, the box-out battle on the block. And Vanderslee won't make that any easier, checking back in here.
Too many second chances right now for the Blue Devils, and you know Coach Pickens hates to see those.
Both coaches have similar philosophies, Coach Biggs and Coach Pickens on our women's and men's side. Neither love it when their teams give up second chance points. Here's an open 3 from Merriweather.
Messed up on the switch right there. Both of them went to Vandersluis.
Yep.
Left him wide open at the top of the key. Tie game now. Meanwhile, we got some other WAC play going on. Just as the women are playing Wilberforce University. Same with the men. They are at home against Wilberforce University. Madonna will take on Aquinas tonight. Rochester heads to Northwestern Ohio. Siena Heights will play at Concordia, and Lourdes is at Indiana Tech right now. Get you some of those scoring updates later on in the second half.
Blue Devils have been a resilient team all season long. They've been resilient so far when Cornerstone has tied it. But now, can they defend here? The double on Vanderslee. They kick it out. Merriweather looking for another 3. Rained it down. He's hot. Merriweather with 2 triples now. He has 7 points leading the way for Cornerstone. They're 5 of 12 from 3-point range. Blue Devils are 6 of 9 from 3-point range. It's been a 3-point party in the early goings, but momentum is beginning to sway now in favor of this number 1 team in the WAC and number 8 team in the country. It's a 6-0 Cornerstone run. Coach Pickens wants to talk things over, hoping to stem the tide out of this break. 24-20 27-24, Cornerstone with the lead. Welcome back to LTSN. 27-24, the Cornerstone lead. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Chase Kaufman. Pleasure to be with you today. Our final home broadcast of the season. It was a 27-game package that we had, and it was a pleasure every single time out. I was looking to end it on a high note. Hayes ran over Cumberland, and we're going the other way.
Much better start here from the Blue Devils than the last game where they played Cornerstone. It was back on November 28th of 2018. Cornerstone took that win 83-53. Jalen Bethel went 30 minutes, added 16 points. Ty Searles went 26 minutes, 11 points. But of course, Vandersluis had a double-double, 14 points, 12 rebounds. And honestly, that's pretty solid, holding them to only 14 points, 12 rebounds. They got to do that again tonight if they want a chance to win here.
Oh, yeah. Certainly not an easy task, though, even if you do that. This team has other guys that can go off. Here's one of them, Rodriguez, over to another, and Hayes. That might go to a blocking foul this time.
Yeah, it looks like he was in the arc on that one. Hayes going to go to the line. 66 free throw percentage shooter.
He played as a freshman, then actually redshirted last season. And now he's come back and carved out a role once again in the starting lineup. Consistent player. Doesn't always pop out on the stat sheet, but 4 rebounds a game can be huge. Ypsilanti, Michigan native, makes it a 29-24 game. And Carter Nip will check in for him. Not losing anything when Nip comes in. Could certainly see his name pop up on the all-WAC freshman team in a couple of weeks as we get closer to award season. Searles. Miles. France with 6. France with 4. Shovels to Miles. Acrobatic layup. Couldn't finish.
This is what I was talking about earlier in the game, Jason. This is one of those runs. They're on an 8-0 run now. You've got to stop it here somehow. Can't let them get any more. Don't let this get into double digits. Come back, bring the momentum back on your side.
It's a young team. Can you stay poised right now? Hibbets hasn't hit one yet. Searles looking to push. Cumberland is running. Shovels to him. Easy finish.
Ended the run now. 8-2 run.
Nice hook up there between two good friends off the court.
Those were Lawrence Tech's first points in a little over 3 minutes with now 5 minutes to go.
Ooh, narrowly saving it there was Strube. That could have been big for the Blue Devils. Vanderslee.
That's what he does best right there. Such a
after,
great post-up game.
Just after it almost went out of bounds.
Yeah.
Somewhat deflating possession there for the Blue Devils. Still a 2-possession game. Ivanovic, nice pump.
Would have loved to seen that one drop. Got a little bit of space there as they both switched and left him a little bit open. Had a nice fake shot, but not able to drop. Now a 7-point lead for Cornerstone.
Swing. Yeah.
They're on a 12-2 run now, are the Eagles.
Important final 4 minutes, to say the least, in this first half. Searles leaning, draws the foul. Rodriguez didn't like it, neither did Kim Elders.
Sees Searles there. Pre-game, he was honored for his 1,000th career point.
Well-deserved salute was given, a ball with the 1,000-point logo on it, a plaque, picture. This guy deserves all the praise that he's gotten. He's put in so much work, early morning workouts. He credits the work after every big performance, and he's had a lot of big performances this season. Actually had the chance to meet his family before senior day. Incredible family that he comes from. Certainly big, big things in his future down the road. He and Devontae Miles, the two seniors that have led this team to what has been a turnaround, to say the least, for this Blue Devil basketball program. And Miles, his family came up from Florida, Tampa Bay native.
Good defense there by Ivanovic. Way to put some pressure there on the big center.
Searle is met at the rim that time by Mayweather, teaming up with Vanderslee. Still just a 5-point game, though. When they block your shot, you just have to get right back in there against a team like this. Miles, he'll face up. Cornerstone with a pretty fast tempo. I mean, they get up that floor quickly. Here's Rodriguez, left open. That was certainly a miscommunication, Chase. Not the first time we've seen LTU kind of have those miscommunications on the perimeter that can lead to open threes for whatever reason. 3:16 to go in this first half. Lead is back up to 8 after that triple. Blue Devils looking to answer back out of the timeout. Welcome back to LTSN, 36-28. Dwindling moments of this first half. Undoubtedly a big final 3:16 for the Blue Devils side. Searles, Cumberland, Miles, Ivanovic, and France out of the breather.
Cornerstone, 5 of their last 7 from the floor. Big stat in their last game. They made 10 threes in that opening half. Right now they're just at 6, but still with an 8-point lead.
Miles, tough move, blocked by Vanderslees. Searles with 10. Nifty feed. Vanderslees there again. He's a wall in the paint right now. Blue Devils are 1 for their last 7 from the fields. Welcome back into LTSN, where the Stars are in attendance on this Wednesday night. Searle is falling away from 3 there. Mo Wagner of the Los Angeles Lakers, former Michigan Wolverine, made it to the national title last season, was a huge part of that run. Sitting just about 10 feet to our right. All-star break approaches in the NBA. Lakers trying to make a playoff push right now.
Oh, yeah. Losing Brian hurt him for a little bit there. I know they were on a rough streak. Now they're sitting a couple games out of that 8 seed, sitting at the 9 seed now. And all that trade drama just definitely did not help them.
That is a big, big bucket.
Oh, yeah. 5-point deficit now. Keep it that way going into the second half. It'll be a much better first half than we've seen early. Oh, well, France almost just had a turnover there.
Hibbets, he struggled in this one. And the Blue Devil bench is right in his ear. 5-point game, Hibbets off the mark. Big rebound, but a foul, I think, was called there with 1:22 to go in this first half. Right as the Blue Devils were getting ready to shoot out of the cannon the other way. Vanderslees at the line, where he is 79%. Foul called. 1:21 to go. 6-point game.
7 for 11 from 3 right now for the Blue Devils. 63%, way over the 40% mark I gave them. They need to continue that in the second half because they are still down 6 right now.
Searles, as we approach 60 seconds to go. Searles with 12 on the shot clock. Tough shot. Now you have to get back in transition. It would be huge to keep this within 6. Merriweather has something to say about that. Off the mark. Miles pushing.
Gotta go.
Ivanovic fell down. Miles to the cup. Miles couldn't finish, wanted a foul. You got to get back again here. 40 seconds. Pace is picking up. Rodriguez, gentle floater. Hibbets is limping, grabbing his ankle. Searles, kind of an open lane there in the paint. 26 seconds. I think they're going to hold for the last shot or try to at least get a set. Oh, they threw it away. Miscommunication. Might have
We're going to
waited.
get a timeout here. Hibbets does not look good.
Having some real trouble. You think maybe they waited a little too long there to get into it?
I think so.
Hibbets was down. I think they tried to run a set. Well, now it's about defending with 15 seconds. Rodriguez with 4 seconds. Rodriguez! Big bucket to end the half for Cornerstone. It's a double-digit deficit. Blue Devils will talk it over in the locker room. They'll need a good start out of the break. It wasn't a good start to end the first half.
And we are back for the start of the second half. Cornerstone leads 41-31. Chase Kaufman here with you. Jason Ross will be here in just a minute. Blue Devils held their own for much of the first half before a Cornerstone run got it to a 10-point lead. Merriweather with a deep three. No good, but short. France with the rebound. Searles brings it up. And Jason is back in business.
Had to race back. I'm out of breath. Got my exercise in for the year.
That'd be too much exercise for me in the year. Nice basket there from LTU, making an 8-point deficit now. LTU did pretty well from the three-point line. I said they would have to get to about 40%, and they were over that. So if they can continue making those threes, they'll be in this game, but not if they cannot continue getting those offensive rebounds or defensive rebounds. Here's Strew from three deep. They're going to get Bethel for a foul on the ground.
How many times have we seen those frustrating fouls as I continue to catch my breath? And it's like the rebounds. I mean, it'll be just the whistle comes pretty late too, doesn't it? It feels like it comes late, at least if you're a Blue Devil fan. And those have been tough calls.
As I mentioned, LTU 7 for 11 from the three-point line. Just 2 for 2 from the free throw line, though. And it's going to go back Cornerstone's way. A double dribble there from France. France with just 3 points on a made three-point shot early in the first half. He's played 18 minutes thus far. We've seen these guys on the court for much of the game, rather than Bethel, who's logged just 11 minutes, but Ivanovic with 22 minutes, France with 18, Cumberland 16, Soros has got 22. Looks like Coach Pickens is going to try to keep those top 5, top 6 guys in here for as long as he can. And there's quite the dagger from Strube there.
Yeah, that's big. 13 is the largest lead of the night. Blue Devil woman won the first of our doubleheader with Cornerstone. Went 2-0 against Cornerstone this season. That's going to be a charge headed the other way, as Cornerstone is now beginning to ever so gently kind of suck the life out of the building. Blue Devils need to build up some momentum right about now.
Miles checks back in the game. Miles is logged 21 minutes as well, as Cumberland takes a breather. Just as it looks like you, Jason, you need a breather.
Yeah. Yeah.
France lost him there.
That was enough cardio for a couple of them. Yeah, maybe about a year. Bethel. Get it over to France here, the freshman. It's a Steve Nash-esque game. Says his favorite player, though, right now to watch is Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns, as Searles got to the cup there and was fouled. It's just tough to penetrate against this team.
Mm-hmm. So many big guys on the floor. Not much you can do but try to get space, try to keep the pace a little bit lower just because you know their offense is going to score. Just try to get those threes in there, create a lot of space. Space and pace, that's the game.
Quick 7-0 run out of the gates for Cornerstone. Blue Devils without a point over the last 2 minutes. Ivanovic has really been a bright spot in this one. 4-4 from three-point range. There's the free throw. The drop's going 1 for 2. And now a little backcourt pressure. Maybe to Try to, I guess, give them less time to post up down low.
Could be. Maybe to force a couple more turnovers. They're now down 14.
Yeah. Try to get this offense out of system somehow. Bethel called for another foul. Three from the corner. It's Rodriguez.
Yeah, Vandersloot doesn't make you pay. Somebody else will on this team.
They're 4 for their last 4. The lead is beginning to balloon. It's 17. Nice drive from the senior, Tampa native, Devontae Miles. Actually grew up a Spurs fan. We mentioned those bats in the first broadcast down at the AT&T Center in San Antonio.
He's probably used to them. LTU trying to break out of a 2-game losing streak. They lost a close one on Monday to U of M Dearborn, 68-60. Searles added 21 points. Miles almost had a double-double for himself, 17 points, 9 rebounds. LTU had an 8-point lead at one point in the first half, but it was dribbled down to 3 at the end of the first half, and they only scored 21 points in that second half. And it almost looks like that's what they're doing here tonight. Their offense was pretty solid in the first half. It's starting to kind of trickle down here in the second half, as well as their defense.
Out of the gates, they looked better than when we saw them last Saturday here on this floor against Rochester, where they never really got things going.
Meanwhile, Cornerstone on a 2-game winning streak. They've won 7 of their last 8. They just defeated Concordia 76-57. Speaking of some other scores, I got the Around the League update for you. Madonna at Aquinas. Madonna leads that one actually by 5 right now at Aquinas. Rochester 44-29 lead over the Racers of Northwestern Ohio as the band starts to get into this one. Wilberforce is down 53-31 against U of M Dearborn. Siena Heights, they were tied against Concordia 12-12, but that was pretty early. And Indiana Tech had themselves a 20-point lead over Lords.
Cornerstone is 13-0 all time against Lawrence Tech. As of now, they have at least a share of their 3rd consecutive regular season title. The only way they wouldn't claim the entire regular season title for the WAC this year would be if they were to lose out and if Madonna were to win out. The Searles makes it an 11-point game.
Chipping away.
It's a 6-0 run.
This is where you can't lose focus. You're on a 6-0 run. Got to make it a 10-point run. Cannot let them score here. Get this down to single digits if you can.
Hibbets dealt with that ankle injury earlier. Still struggling.
Good defensive possession right there. Let's get this to a 9-point game, maybe even to 8 right here.
This could be a swing. Came up well short. Miles the board. Those air balls are usually tough rebounds to grab if you're the defending team. They typically fall into the hands of an offensive player down low. Single digits, Chase.
Miles was so far under that basket that just came right to him. We'll give an assist to France on that one.
Yep. 8-0 run. Vandersloot turning, spinning, couldn't finish. Second chance.
Searles got a hand on it.
Boards per game. You got to get that. It's stripped loose, and there's the foul. They just can't get the ball back at the big moments, and that's what makes this Cornerstone team so good.
They are on an 8-0 run, though, in the last 3 minutes. Cornerstone has not scored.
And now fresh shot clock.
Yeah, that hurts.
So Vandersloot, another opportunity. That time Cumberland rips the board out of the air. Searles shifting gears. Went down hard, and they're going to stop the play. Gets it to a 7-point game. If you're a Blue Devil fan, definitely hoping that he's all right. Maybe you take a timeout here.
And it looks like they'll do just that.
Get him a breather.
7-point deficit.
51-44. Concordia once led by 17, but it's a 10-0 run for this young, youthful, energized Blue Devil basketball team. Welcome back to LTSN. 51-44. The Blue Devils have cut it to 7. And you can see the jump in their step during this run. They feel they're back in it. Almost got the steal. I think France might have been fouled, or they did it. I think they got Ivanovic before France got the steal.
Looks like it's on Rodriguez.
Ivanovic, that's a tough matchup. He held his ground.
Doing a good job.
Got a good shot here. France got it.
Nice.
12-0 run. It's just a 5-point game. The Blue Devils led by 5 in the first half. Bench is clapping. Rodriguez trying to stop this run. Rebound tapped out. Who did that go off of?
Nobody knows.
We're going to stay with Cornerstone. Fans don't like it.
They got a little lucky on that one. They left Rodriguez out there for an easy shot, but he was short.
Can't do that again.
No.
Hibbets. Climbing. Missed again. Hibbets is just 1 for 7. France scored the last bucket. Searles has 17, make it 20. Tie Searles. It's a 2-point game. What a comeback.
This is what we've been talking about all year. Coach Pickens has said, oh, there we go. As I was going to say, they said they lose focus at times. They've gained it right back, but they lost a little focus there. Almost lost it again there. Cringing on that one. 4-point deficit, slow it down. Make this a 1 possession game again.
4-point game. They trailed by 17. Ivanovic is 4-4. Couldn't make that one. Searles chases it down, goes flying. That might stay with LTU. They're going to give it to Cornerstone.
It was close. Good effort there from Searles. Unable to get it off their man, though.
Blue Devils are shooting 49% from the field. Cornerstone shooting just 39%. This is similar to their last game when they actually shot the ball better from the field and from three-point range than Michigan Dearborn did. Interesting.
Oh,
Vanderslees, he just got the position there.
It's going to happen, though. They've done a really nice job so far today on him. Stuff like that's going to happen.
That's what Coach Pickens told us before the game. They know he's going to score. That's
just a matter of how much.
Yeah. Kind of like guarding James Harden nowadays. You know he's going to score. But does he go 17 of 19 or does he go 11 of 30?
Can you hold him under 30?
Yep.
Probably not.
Well, this guy is heating up. He's got a few 30-point games this season. Set a career-high 38 week before last. It's a 4-point game. Merriweather against Cumberland. Merriweather, quick first step. Couldn't finish. Cumberland saves it.
Another couple lucky bounces there. Rolled off the rim, and somehow Cumberland able to save that.
Stop it. Ty Searles, big shot. Agent Zero is in the building.
Crowd is on their feet. Benches on their feet. hold them one more possession, get a lead here.
It was a 17-point game about 8 minutes ago. You wouldn't believe it. Double to Vanderslees. The kick, Merriweather open. He drains it to answer back.
It's going to happen. They decided to double team Vandersleet. Obviously, when you double team someone, someone's going to be left open, and they converted right there on that 3-point shot. Props to them on that one.
Got a foul on the drive there, was on the floor.
Basket would not have counted.
Hayes back in, Vandersleet out. Can he take advantage right now? Hayes is no slouch, but Vandersleet out. Searles, Ivanovic, Miles, Cumberland, France. Miles, hopping, gliding and finishing.
It's your second chance right here. You couldn't stop him in the first possession to keep it at a one-possession game. Try to stop him here, come back down, tie this game up.
Hayes just checked in.
This Cornerstone bench looks distraught right now. They don't know what hit them. Just a few minutes ago, they were up by double digits. All of a sudden, it's a 2-point game.
Counter punch. There's an air ball.
Here's for the band.
A chance to tie or take the lead.
Jason, if they switch a three here, might have to pull out my inner Mike Breen.
Roof might blow off this place.
Cumberland was open for a bit.
This might go back the other way on the out-of-bounds call.
Looks like Searles had possession, but his foot was on the line.
Kind of a sloppy possession there. Might even try to force it down too.
I would have liked him to give it to Cumberland.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of space.
A lot of time left. Have to stay poised, stay calm. That's a nice drive from Rodriguez.
Nice little layup there.
One of 4 players on this team averaging double figures. One of just 4 teams in the conference that can say that they have 4 players averaging double figures. Blue Devils are down 4 here. France cuts off a screen. Crosses left, finds Ivanovic. Looking for his 5th off the mark.
Got to hold him here. You've worked so hard to bring this back to within a couple possessions. Ooh, I thought he was going to take the shot, get fouled there.
That's going back the other way. It tipped off the hand of Hayes.
8 minutes left. Lawrence Tech, 25-19 lead here in the second half.
Blue Devils have hit 7 of their last 9.
Jason, this right here is what's kept them in the game. 27 rebounds. Cornerstone with 29, but that was going to happen. You just wanted to be around even with them.
Oh, yeah, very even. Nice defense from Rodriguez. 12 seconds, get into a set. Miles.
Had a good look, couldn't finish.
Kind of bobbled it slightly ahead to move his head up quickly there.
Trailer, nope.
Fouled. Merriweather headed to the line here. Looking to get the lead back up to 6 for Cornerstone. Shooting guard from Bel Air, Michigan, Bel Air High School. 71% at the line. He started the last 4 games after coming off the bench in the first 24. Hayes, Vandersleet, Merriweather, Knickerbocker, and Rodriguez. 5-point game. Still 2 possessions. We've seen the Blue Devils pull off comebacks on this home floor. None of them against a team of this caliber, though. Drama personified. Searles with a hand in his face. Tough shot.
Nobody saw it come down.
Hayes have to defend everyone out on the perimeter. Bethel has been in foul trouble. With Ivanovic guarding Vanderslice. Looking to him. 10 for Rodriguez. Rodriguez curls around. He has 20 points. Here's Merriweather. That bounces down. Ivanovic, a nice job to secure the rebound.
Lawrence Tech still without a basket in the last 3 minutes.
Miles navigating his way to the cup and finishing.
Back to one possession game, Jason. Got to get back on this transition defense, though.
Have to get back. Knickerbocker, Merriweather, Hayes. Vanderslice, the entry. Turns, he might have dribbled it off his knee. He did. The Devils with a chance headed back to their way to tie.
Crowd starting to get excited. Had a little bit of a spill. Thus the delay.
Glad I raced my way back for this second half.
Oh, yeah.
The Devils trailed by 17. Miles.
It's a jumper he should make. Those are what he practices in practice.
Yep.
Wide open.
6:17 to go. Those will have to go down the rest of the way. Rodriguez slips. Loose ball. Cumberland. It's under his knees. This tie-up would go to Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, we're going to get a jump ball here. Going to go Lawrence Tech's way. And the possession arrow will switch back now.
Yep.
Searles, Cumberland getting a couple words in from Coach Pickens.
Trailing 61-58. Searles trying to fight his way off that screen. Couple of bounces.
Here we go. Oh, I thought that was going to get in at the first bounce.
Cumberland doesn't take many threes. Hit a long two earlier in this one.
I don't blame him for taking that one, though. He had a wide open look.
Open look. Yep.
Momentum going towards the Blue Devils. Take that one 100% of the time. It's a good look.
Cornerstone couldn't hit it, then Vanderslice out of bounds again. Blue Devils trying to pull off what would be the upset of the season in the WAC conference.
27 three-point shots now from Cornerstone, and it really hasn't seemed like they made a lot of their ones lately. Seems like I think they made 6 or 7 in the first half. Only a couple here in the second half.
Miles trying to tie. He
Bang!
did!
I was waiting for it, Jason. 5 minutes left, tie game.
61-61. Who would have thought this? They couldn't answer. Vanderslice the board, though. He had it stripped.
Cumberland got a hand on it.
A chance to take the lead. Ivanovic! Lawrence Tech has pulled off the unthinkable.
Coach Elder's not calling a timeout here. Keep this momentum running.
Cornerstone just won for their last 7. Vanderslice fouled.
Not a bad foul, though. He wasn't double teamed. Put him at the line. Make him do his work there. Get him a little farther out from the basket.
What a game.
Vanderslice, a 79% shooter from the line. Gets the first one. Man, these 5 starters in Cumberland just dominating right now. 36 from Searles, 32 from France, 34 minutes from Miles, 36 from Ivanovic, and 29 from Cumberland. They have focused the full 36 minutes so far this game, Jason. And I think at this point, no matter the outcome, Coach Pickens is going to be very pleased with his team. But you know they want the win here.
It's incredible how young this team is, yet they can do this. But it's been pulled off and led by the 2 seniors, Miles and Searles. Here's Miles. Bethel back in the game against Vanderslice in the post. Searles has 8 seconds against Rodriguez. Crosses him, stops, pops, hits! Woo! What a shot! Agent Zero is on fire!
3-point lead now
Oh, how did he make that?
That was impressive. He had to wait like a full couple seconds before he could release that one. He was on his way down when he released it.
Hibbets couldn't answer. Rebound tapped around. They sling it to Merriweather, navigating into the paint. He ran into a body, but they call a foul.
Got lucky again. An open three missed. Put him at the line. Still going to have the lead after this possession here, though. 9 for 30. Cornerstone is now from three, as compared to Lawrence Tech's 11 for 20, 55% from three-point line.
Blue Devils are shooting 50% in the second half.
Cornerstone just 37% and 30% from three-point land.
Up 3. They trailed by 17 a couple of minutes into the second half.
First one's missed. Jason, there's still a little under 4 minutes left. I don't know how I'm gonna. I don't
gosh.
know. This is crazy.
A lot of time. Well, Searles has 20 in the second half.
Wow. Miles with 11, 5 for 7 from the field. His chemistry is coming into play right now. Bethel's going to be in now for Ivanovic.
Miles.
To the hoop.
68-64, the Tampa, Florida native. Vanderslees. Merriweather. Couldn't hit. Rebound tapping around. That's where you have to put the most effort into right now. The reload for Cornerstone. They threw it away.
4-point lead. Crowd still getting into it.
Sit back and enjoy.
We haven't really mentioned it much, but this is going to be the last game on this home court for these Blue Devils. And, of course, the two seniors on the court, Miles and Searles, are playing as great as I've seen them play.
If they were to, oh, my gosh.
28 points for Searles, even though it's not his career high yet. This is probably one of the best games I've seen him play.
France.
That one would have been nice, Jason.
2:52 to go. Rodriguez has been lethal. Couldn't finish. That's going to stay with Cornerstone.
Went off Cumberland's hands there. He wanted that one.
Could you imagine head coach Josh Pickens' heart rate right now?
Oh, my goodness. I hope the trainer's down there.
Ho, 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 ho. 2:46 to go.
To Vandersloot on the inbound.
It's Rodriguez. Searles the board. They climbed on his back, and he goes foul.
Over the back there. That was from Merriweather. LTU not in the bonus just yet.
Chase, we do a lot of prep for these games. We get ready. But this is final 2:40. Just going to throw all this stuff out of the way.
All right, here's the timeout here from Elders.
Here's the timeout. Finally called by Elders. 68-64 is the Blue Devil lead with 2:30 to go on the #1 team in the WAC. Can they pull it off? We'll find out at the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to LTSN. The most exciting, thrilling game of the season. And there's 2:40 left in this absolute theater. It's been scintillating. It's been sensational. It's been improbable. It's been impeccable. A 17-point comeback. They're up 68-64 with 2:29 to go in the fourth. Second half, rather. Sorry, I just called a women's game.
Essentially the fourth. Couple minutes left.
This is it. Here's Carter France. Crosses left. Fires the freshman off the mark.
What a rebound
Another
there.
freshman pulls down the board.
And a fresh shot clock. 2 minutes left. 2-possession game. Trying to make it 3.
Searles drilled it. It's a 6-point game with 1:50 to go in the second half. Rodriguez to make it a 3-point game. Off the mark. That's going to go out of bounds.
All right, Jason, you start playing the odds here. You got a minute and a half left. You're up 2 full possessions. You run the shot clock out here, try to run it out, or do you just play your normal game?
I don't think you play safe yet. I think you got to play your normal game.
Okay.
This team is too deep from 3, right? That's right.
That's very true.
Yep. Searles. You think they maybe start fouling in about a minute, though?
Yeah.
Less than a minute, maybe 45 seconds-ish if this is still a
if
two-possession game.
If Cornerstone goes scoreless on this next possession, I think they start fouling for sure.
Miles from 3.
Bang!
Miles!
9-point lead.
His senior moment.
That
Wow.
3 no good.
That's out of bounds. It's going to LTU.
Wow.
Miles is pumped up. The Riddler's pumped up. LTU looking for their signature win in the Josh Pickens era.
1 minute left, up 9. Now you play the odds. Start draining out that shot clock just a bit, then get a shot off. Got to get it in, though. Good timeout there from France. Good timeout.
Excellent timeout.
Way to be aware.
Stay smart in this moment. 1:03 to go. 73-64. Can the Blue Devils hang on? We'll find out when we come back. Chase, I'm just shaking my head smiling right now. I can't even get words out.
Jaws hurt.
What is happening?
Focus.
Oh
a lot of focus is what's happening here. Cumberland inbounds it now.
There's the foul. Blue Devils aren't in the bonus yet. 1:01 to go. 61 seconds. Searles is fouled. He's one of the better free throw shooters on this team.
Cornerstone at 15-3 in the WAC. LTU.
Ty Searles, an 84% free throw shooter.
Crowd giving them the spirit fingers.
First one drops the front end.
It's most important on a 1-and-1. 1-and-1s, whew, they can get to you. Drills them. Double-digit lead.
75-64. Cornerstone down 11. That's off the mark. Vanderslee couldn't get the board, but it stays with Cornerstone.
Stroop had another nice look there from a three-point shot, but they cannot get them to fall in the second half.
It is a 9-0 run for Lawrence Tech over the past 2:44. They trailed by about 5 with over 6 minutes to go. Cornerstone is 0 for their last 11 from the field.
Nice shot there.
They drill a 3.
That was nip.
Miles is fouled now.
It's a great shot there, though. Keep him in the game. Now an 8-point lead. That's what you're going to need to do now if you're Cornerstone. You got to keep fouling, come back, make it 3, foul, make it 3. But you only got 46 seconds left to do it.
Miles is a 75% free throw shooter.
Shaking out the hands.
How do you just not shake at the line right now?
I don't know.
Gosh. I'm shaking watching this. How?
Refs at the table right now.
Ooh.
LTU 12 of 23 from the three-point line. That's what's getting them to where they are right now.
The front end of the 1-and-1 is down. Some important bonus free throws from Searles and Miles, the two seniors playing their final game on this home floor.
And they're making it count. Getting some spirit fingers going up here.
Two for two. It's 10. Vandersleeve, they fling it. Merriweather, Crowd wanted to travel. Merriweather. Searles the board. Fouled with 37.9 to go.
What a game. 10-point lead now.
A magical second half charge led by the man who is about to go to the line, Ty Searles. He's hit some incredible would be an understatement to describe the shots as he hit in this second half. He has 24 in the second half. Looking for his second 26-point half this season. In his final game on this home floor, he rattles it home. Searles arrived early today, was out on the floor, mentally prepared, mentally ready to go. Off the mark on the second. 35 seconds for Rodriguez. Don't foul. That drills.
Bank is open.
8-point game. Get the inbounds pass in. Searles gets it, and he's fouled again.
Good move there from Cumberland. Knowing what he can do, running down the line to get it in there to Searles.
Ty is 5 of 8 from three-point range. You mentioned the three-point shots. Ty 6 of 8 from the line today.
Still showing his leadership. 30 seconds left, still getting on people.
Yep.
Making sure this team is 100% ready and doing what they're supposed to do.
He's been the vocal guy in that locker room.
Nine points now, 3 full possessions. Oh, a steal! Oh, France almost had it there. They're going to get a foul on Miles there. He pushed Vandersleeve out of the way. Not a bad move. Send someone to the line, down 9.
Yeah.
Almost force them to miss that second one just because they're down 9 with only 24 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. I don't have a problem with that foul at all.
Vandersleeve has been limited to 12 points today. This is a guy who had a 45-point game earlier this season in conference play against Lourdes. They've limited him to 13 on just 4 of 11 shooting. And 12 boards are below his season average as well. Lawrence Tech lost to Cornerstone 83-53 back on November 28th. That was in Grand Rapids. It's been a different story in Southfield.
They're on the verge of making it a double-digit win for them, let alone a win at all. Just 20 seconds left.
Court storm after this one?
I was thinking that. I don't want to be too early on it. Nice rebound from Bethel there. And that just might do it, Jason. 13 seconds left, 9-point lead. Bethel going to the line. What a game here from these seniors and the whole team. 5 starters in Bethel, Cumberland.
Man,
what
really,
a game.
Really puts the season into perspective. The milestones, they're 0-13 all time against Cornerstone. First free throw drops from the Columbus native.
12 for 15 from the line now are the Blue Devils. Solid 80%. Cumberland almost got the offensive rebound there. It's okay. It's not a bad foul.
12 and a half to go. Miles calming down Cumberland.
Told you about when the game started, I said they would have to score 80 points to win. It's 82-72.
Chase, your keys of the game. Right on cue again. Man. That's what you love about sports, isn't it, though? You wake up and you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. They will not foul.
Lawrence Tech is going to pull off the unthinkable. They come back from down 17. Final home game of the season. They had never beaten Cornerstone. That's in the history books. The Blue Devils continue this miraculous season of milestones. What a turnaround. A 17-point second half comeback. Oh my goodness, that actually just happened. The celebrations are going to start early this week in the city of Southfield and on the campus of Lawrence Tech University.
What a game, Jason. These seniors, you know they wanted this one. You could tell they had a full 40 minutes of focus. They were ready for this game. I can't wait to ask them what their mental game was like.
What just happened? We'll think that for the rest of the week. There's an incredible shot of Devontae Miles, Ty Searles, and head coach Josh Pickens. The two seniors and the head coach. Emotional moment to wrap up their careers on this home floor. An embrace, a loving embrace between two brothers that helped this program grow. And what a win it was. To put it all into perspective, that was the biggest win, undoubtedly, in program history. Lawrence Tech defeats Cornerstone 82-73. The number one team in the WAC goes down on LTSN. For Jason Ross Jr., Chase Kaufman, producer Jenna Skalski, Spencer Iaquinto, and our wonderful LTSN crew. That was our final of 27 broadcasts this season, and it was a pleasure to bring it to you. What a way to go out.